Texas has the country's largest population of feral boars. They are introduced and not found naturally in the area. They are becoming a menace, a nuisance for ranches, farms, and the environment. Wild boars are intelligent, viciously cunning, and prolific. A sow will give birth to 2 litters of 12 piglets annually. That results in the feral pig population growing very quickly, too quickly for the environment to keep up without the assistance of man. They destroy crop fields, eat valuable crops, destroy fencing, and even destroy roads. In some areas, one herd of hogs will destroy one field in one night. The losses they cause each year are estimated at more than $500 million. That's not just in flattened fences and torn up ground. It's losses in flattened crops, damaged livestock, and repairs. Farmers are fed up with these animals. No more. Farmers across the state are rising to the challenge with innovative, clever, and effective ways of trapping and controlling wild hogs. In this video, we'll explore 9 mastermind strategies used today to catch wild boars in Texas and save farms. 1. Remote-controlled smart traps. Remote traps have come to change the way the majority of farmers deal with feral pigs. The traps are fitted with cameras that send live images to the farmer's tablet, phone, or computer. The greatest benefit is that the farmer is in total control. They do not need to be close to the trap. They can see the pigs come life and close the gate only after they have all entered. That does not permit small herds to escape and become cautious. They also take video, so farmers can observe how much pig activity is occurring. Some models enable you to set custom alerts. For example, if it sees movement at night, it will alert you by text message. Others have solar panels, so you can keep them powered up at all times in rural environments. Remote traps work best in areas where pigs travel in large herds. Yes, it may be expensive for setting it up, normally between $1,500 and $5,000, but it saves fuel, labor, and time as it operates in the long run. And it takes the stress out of having to check traps daily. 2. Homemade drop traps from farm products. Homemade drop traps are best suited for farmers who want to do something but don't want to spend a lot of money. The traps are often made from cattle panels, old fence posts, wood posts, and some of the easily available hardware kept in most barns. The farmer builds up a large square or round pen with one side left open. The gate is fitted with rope and pulley so it can be opened and closed from a distance. Once the pigs have entered and started feeding on the bait, then the farmer pulls the rope and the gate drops, trapping them inside. To make it even more efficient with this trap, there are farmers who have double gates or entrance flaps that mislead pigs who attempt to back out. Some farmers utilize tires or brush piles as a natural screen to serve as a cover for the trap. One benefit is that you can construct them in several different sizes, small for testing or large for larger numbers. Some farmers also relocate these traps from one area of the property to another. With proper baiting and timing, drop traps are as efficient as the new ones. They're proof that old-school solutions are still effective in new times. 3. One-way rooter gates. Rooter gates are ingenious devices that take advantage of the pig's strength. The gates slope in one direction, inwards. Thus, when pigs push in to access food, they are unable to push out. They are caught behind a closed gate and remain there until the farmer comes. Farmers make them out of thick metal sheets or even disused gates of animal pens. Others even place several gates within a single pen such that several pigs can enter at different times. What is so clever about rooter gates is the way they take advantage of the pig's nature. Pigs are inquisitive and always on the lookout for something to eat. Once one pig or two enter and eat without danger, others will follow. Rooter gates can be employed for permanent or movable trap setups. They are not electricity, Wi-Fi, or cell phone based. They require hardly any upkeep. Just keep the hinges in good working order. The gates are also less likely to scare pigs away than noise-producing traps. They are silent warriors in the battle against wild hogs. 4. Sour corn and molasses bait. Sour corn bait is most likely the single most important part of a successful hog trap operation. Farmers soak cracked corn in water and let it ferment for 3 to 5 days. You can mix into that molasses, beer, yeast, or even vanilla to speed up the souring. Diesel is added by some farmers, which pigs for some inexplicable reason eat and which raccoons and deer abhor. The pungent smell travels for miles and miles, and pigs come from far away in the woods. Pre-baiting is necessary. Farmers set the sour corn within the trap zone for 4-7 days without setting the trap. This makes the sounder confident. The pigs return night after night, believing the zone is safe. After the sounder has been made perfectly comfortable, the trap is set. Farmers tend to take account of pigs arriving nightly through trail cameras. This determines the optimal day on which the trap must be set. Since pigs are intelligent, bait or traps set too early will waste weeks of work. Bait is the silent partner to each successful trap. 5. Drone-assisted scouting and herding. Thermal drones may be a Texas hog control game changer. Thermal drones carry infrared cameras that sense heat, and farmers are able to see animals at night. That is helpful, especially with nighttime hogs. Drones are able to cover acres in minutes and help monitor movement, patterns, and even herd size. You can visually see where pigs are bedding, feeding, and entering your property. Other drones record video, which can be watched later. Farmers can identify weak areas in fences or high-traffic zones. In more advanced operations, drones are employed in combination with hunting crews to push pigs to traps or away from beneath cattle and crops. Farmers have found the use of drones as vital in overseeing traps from a distance, especially when muddy, dark, or otherwise dangerous conditions prevail. It's true that drones generally operate using batteries, along with a small amount of know-how. However, the payoff can be assured. They can save time, fuel, and offer instant decision-making. To big farm operators, a drone could be as vital as a tractor. 6. Camouflage-covered pit traps. Pit traps were one of the first techniques employed to trap pigs, but are utilized today in isolated villages. Farmers would normally dig a shell pit that can be about 8 feet in diameter and about 4 to 5 feet deep. They will put on top thin twigs and dry leaves or an old tarpaulin to disguise it as part of the ground. Pigs walk over the camouflage to access the bait and tumble into the pit. Pigs are not good climbers up steep or slippery slopes and thus get caught. These pit traps are more convenient to use in out-of-the-way locations where electric fences or traps are impractical. Farmers cover plastic or metal sheets in pit traps to ensure pigs cannot escape. Farmers also construct ramps for the convenient lifting of trapped pigs. Pit traps can be set up temporarily and then filled to leave the area open. Electricity and technology are not needed. It only needs basic equipment, a shovel, a plan, and bait. It only takes 1 day to dig, but it can be reused with minimal maintenance. 7. Mine traps. Mine is manually initiated nuisance elimination. The traps are big round metal panel enclosures and a heavy-duty drop gate. A trail camera sits inside. The farmer receives alerts on his phone and waits to see when the whole sounder of pigs is in. The gate is then dropped remotely. The pigs are caught in an instant, and the trap is reset for the next bunch. One of the best things about mine traps is that they are long-lasting. They are made to capture big animals without any chance of escape. Some of them even have solar panels to power them and rechargeable batteries. Mine traps are utilized by large farms, hunting clubs, and government agencies. Some Texas counties even do community programs where landowners share access to one mine trap so that they can all deal with hog populations together. Though they are expensive, at several $1,000s, they are worth it as an investment for serious hog control. For catching lots of hogs, Michigan. NE is the solution. 8. Entice sacks with strong aromas. Feral hogs have a very good sense of smell and will detect food up to a mile away. Scent baits are so effective. Farmers soak sponges or burlap sacks in strong-smelling liquids like sour corn water, anise oil, or oily old cooking grease. They suspend them in trees or place them beside trap gates. Feral pigs in the woods follow the scent to the trap. Other people use a triangular setup. Put one sack on either side of the trap and one in the center. This channels the pigs into the entrance. Lure sacks are most effective in wood or marshy country where pigs travel by scent. They also conserve corn, which will attract deer or raccoons. Another trick is to keep the odor fresh. Re-soak the sacks every 2-3 days. Farmers also employ scent trails by dragging wet ropes over pig trails to the trap. It is cheap and easy to employ, so it's the best of all farm sizes. 9. Funnel traps along trails and fences. Funnel traps work because pigs are habitual animals. Pigs travel the same ways, fence lines and watercourses every day. Farmers build fences in a wide V or U shape, a narrowing to a gate. Pigs are funneled into the trap as they push along the fence. A gate swings shut behind them when they are in the trap and catches them. It is extremely effective for the capture of whole sounders. For further naturalizing the funnel, hillsides, tree lines, and brush are added to the fence by farmers. This hides the fence and lessens the suspicion of the pigs. Some also have a rooter gate or drop gate on the end. Others have doors that open automatically with a camera. Funnel traps are usually permanent and can trap pigs a few times a month. On big acre ranches, these passive traps work without daily labor. They are difficult to build, but pay the owners a year. Why these traps matter? They have one thing in common: to protect crops, animals, and land from wild boars. Over 3 million wild boars inhabit Texas alone, and the fight is on. Not only do the animals destroy property, but they also carry diseases like brucellosis, leptospirosis, and swine fever, which are transmissible to cattle, pets, or even humans. The cost is astronomical, as is the cost to the land. Trapping is optimum for wild boar control. Long-term control and large-scale areas are not optimum for poisoning or shooting. Poisoning will even kill other wildlife. Clever trapping, like the 9 methods we've talked about, is optimum. Farmers employ their neighbors, hunters, and wildlife officials to kill and trap all the pigs they can. These 9 ingenious ways demonstrate that Texas farmers are resourceful, smart, and tough. They're employing anything from sophisticated traps to DIY rigs in a bid to defend their home and family. Wild boars are resilient, but Texas is tougher. Among all of them, who is the smartest to you? Do you have any other method for catching wild boars? We want to hear your version of that as well. Comment your thoughts below and share your experience. If you enjoy this video, thumb it up, subscribe to this channel, and click the small bell icon so that you won't miss other country living, wildlife, and farm videos.